Huge game in L.A. for Kyle Tucker, and he needed it. Back-to-back games where he's gone deep. He's hit 3 home runs in the last 2 games. Maybe the pitching isn't that great, but I'll tell you what, the results are for the guy that the Cubs got to get back on track, and it looks like he's starting to turn the corner. We're going to talk about why competition is so important, whether it's who you're playing or who's on your team. Also, start paying attention to Cade Horton. He is making his run now to the Rookie of the Year. And I think that he's someone that they better pay attention to. Is there enough time for him to get to the top? I don't know. But another fantastic outing for the right-hander. We'll talk about that, plus the Cubs facing an old friend right here on the Cubs Baseball channel. Thanks for hanging with us, guys. As always, comment. Make sure you're a subscriber. And if you're a Cardinals fan, hey, you guys had to enjoy the whooping that we put on the Angels last night. What do you say, everybody? Mick Gillespie, Cubs Baseball Channel. And again, always great to see you as we talk about the Cubs at Broadcaster Mick on the social medias. And let's get this thing started. Let's talk about that game in L.A. Huge game in L.A. for Kyle Tucker, for King Tuck. This was something that he needed. I mean, we saw the home run that he hit the first game of the series. And I thought, it was the second at bat when he struck out with the bases loaded where I said, you know what, that swing looks like it's kind of back to normal again. The bat speed seemed to be there. He's attacking the baseball. You know, we're talking about a guy that was slashing 177, 325, and 260. That in August. Awful. Just awful. But we know that he is one of the best players in baseball. So you got the home run and then another 0 for 3 on Friday. On Saturday, 2-run homer, another home run, double. Like, the bat looks good. And this was a guy that before that slide, that infamous slide at second base, was an MVP candidate. And he makes the entire team better. I mean, you can't take that away from him. He got taken out of the lineup. Craig Counsell said it was a mental break. I think it's because he stunk. And there's somebody else in Owen Casey that's knocking on the door to play. And if he can't get it done, then somebody else is going to take that spot. But I never felt like it was a Wally Pipp situation. You know, it felt more like a guy who was out there battling through an injury and then just kind of lost their way. And we kind of sat there and dealt with it for a while and let it go instead of saying, hey, it's not cutting it. We all have to deal with that on a daily basis at our jobs, and he has to deal with that at his job, which is playing baseball, right? But I think competition is great. I love it. Casey comes off the bench. He gets a double in the game. Cubs are wasting opportunities to get that guy in the contest. They need to maybe pull out Ian Happ some and let him play left field. Nobody's guaranteed anything in baseball. Nothing, except the contracts, because that's the way they do it. But if you want to win, you put in the hungry guys. You put in the guys who are out there to prove something. You know, for Casey, he's just trying to stay in the big leagues and not go back to the minors. But he's also super talented, and he's a better hitter than Ian Happ. And he's going to be an elite Cub when he gets the opportunity to play every day, or at least he goes somewhere and plays every day. And you guys see that. He's showing that. But at the same time, if the Cubs are going to win the World Series, how many times have I said this? Kyle Tucker has to be the guy. Just has to, because he's the best player on the team. And after watching him go through the injury and the swing and everything else, I think it was watching Owen Casey bat the ball around the yard that woke him up. And I'm glad he's awake, because it was pretty awesome watching him get back in the form. Now, the Angels' pitching's terrible. We talked about this on the show yesterday, right? When you take on these bad pitchers, you got to jump on them, Cubs haven't done a lot of that. Well, you know what? They did that. Reese McGuire getting an opportunity, hits a grand slam. Great game all the way around. And exciting to see the Cubs now with the Brewers lost 6 games back. Not to say they're going to make a run out of this division. They're hanging in there, and I like that as well. Plus, they're the top of the wild card teams, which means, you win that, you're going to host. Hey, guys, make sure you're a part of our AveD site, right? Mick Nation, I want you to be part of Mick Nation. I'm recruiting all of you guys, but use that QR code there, or we'll put a link in the description. But it's a place where we can all go hang out. It's part of our Web3 home. We're going to give playoff tickets away. We'll give away some swag there, but you get to pick games. Hey, what do you think the outcome of this game is going to be? Give me the total. We'll do all of that stuff right there at AveD. Cade Horton, another fine outing. And you look at the way that this guy's pitched, right? 29 innings, didn't give up a run. Since the All-Star break, he's been one of baseball's best pitchers. Leaves in the 30th inning, and the bullpen comes in and does what this bullpen's done a lot lately, and that's gave up a run. Next game, he's got a blister. He gives up a home run. Back to shutout baseball again. And the guy's out there throwing more innings this year than he's ever thrown in his life. But he's become the Cubs. To me, I really feel the most confident when he's out on the mound. I know it's crazy to say, right? Because you got Shota Imanaga and you got Matthew Boyd. But the way that he's locked in right now, it's just dominant stuff. Fastball, in the zone with velocity where he wants to put it. But it's the secondary pitches that are devastating. Even the changeup, he doesn't even throw it that much, like 13% of the time. But it works with everything else that the guy's throwing. Biggest thing for him is going to be staying healthy. I kept saying years ago, and you guys that have been on here for a while know this, I said they need to put him in bubble wrap because I didn't want anything to happen to him. Now we're seeing what this guy can bring to the table, and the Cubs have an ace. And as long as he's healthy, he's going to be really good for the Cubs, and that's exciting as well. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the Cubs go for a sweep. They've won the series. They go for a sweep of the Angels, and for the Cubs in this game, it'll be Jameson Taillon, 8-6 record, 4.26 ERA. Looked really good in his return after his calf injury. And then on the other side of things is our old buddy, Kyle Hendricks, 6-8 record and a 4.93 ERA. That is going to be a great matchup because we're going to get an opportunity to see one of our old buddies. 4:07 first pitch time, 3:07, I think, Central. But look, the bottom line is this, is that you love these guys who helped the Cubs win the World Series. And even though Hendricks is playing out the last days of his career in his hometown with the Angels, he's still always going to be someone that I pull for. Those guys that finally won the pennant, won the World Series, he was such an integral part of that. And I'm not pulling for him against the Cubs, but I'll tell you what, I am pulling for him as a guy that I've known for a long time that I really think a lot of. He got 100 wins as a pitcher. That's pretty impressive. He's had an excellent career, and he's still going. So hopefully the Cubs get to him. It's going to be a really interesting matchup to see how he pitches against the Cubs, his former team, for the first time ever. So when we see Javi, we cheer him. When we saw Rizzo, we cheered him. When we saw Chris Bryant, we cheered him. You know, Jorge Soler, you just love those guys. You win a World Series, man, you're immortal in our minds. So that'll be interesting. Cubs getting after it, looking for a sweep and playing some really good baseball on this road trip. So pretty impressive. And they'll have a day off and then back at it again on Tuesday when they take on the Giants in San Francisco. So that'll be a lot of fun. Cubs and Giants. So one for me as a broadcast connoisseur, the John Miller broadcast is awesome, but Krupp and Kipe on TV, great too. Giants have just a phenomenal broadcasting crew, and I can't wait to get there and listen to some of my favorite broadcasters and listen to my favorite team. And I know you guys probably feel the same way, but shout out to my man Wayne Randazzo. Watch the Chicago hometowner on the TV. And him and Mark Gubazal did an excellent job, man. I'm so proud of Wayne. I've been friends with him for a long, long time. And I think I mentioned to you guys, we went to the World Series together in 2016, but he calls a great game. And it was fun watching an old buddy on the play-by-play. Anyway, tell me what you guys think. Big game for the Cubs. You got to get some sweeps. I want to see them get a sweep and keep momentum going, put some pressure on Milwaukee. I want to see Cade Horton in the Rookie of the Year odds going up. I mean, right now, Isaac Collins of Milwaukee is the favorite. Drake Baldwin of the Braves is not too far off the pace. But then when you get past that, you're talking about Matt Shaw. You're talking about Cade Horton. You're talking about Jacob Marcy, Agustin Ramirez. So, I mean, it's there. This field doesn't have Nick Kurtz in it, and it doesn't have Paul Skeens in it, right? There's no runaways. So I think that Cade Horton still has a realistic shot to win the Rookie of the Year. And we'll see what he does between now and the end of the season. But if he finishes the half since the All-Star break, the way he's pitching right now, if I'm the Cubs, I want to get him in at the top of the rotation for the playoffs. And I feel like he is the future of this franchise. I'm so excited about watching him out on the mound. You guys tell me what you think. Like, subscribe. Hey, and thank you for all the comments. You guys tell me what you think about realignment, who you think the face of the Cubs is when you get past the great Ernie Banks, and we'll do it again tomorrow. But have a great day, and what a win for the Cubs. Love those blowouts. It makes this job so much easier instead of here biting all my fingernails off. Hey, talk to you guys tomorrow. Go Cubs.